Okay, great. Good. I think it should be Ignite, is it Ignite 10?
Yeah, we're in Ignite 10.
Okay. So let's see if we can stop share here. Minimize that. 1 second on Zoom. Let me 9:10, right?
Yeah, keep every lead.
Okay. I got you. So do that. Let's go here, share. Guide, share. So. All right. So is this a right one? All right, people on Zoom, can you see the Ignite?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Let me go back to the disclaimer. So, all right, so good afternoon. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend? Anything fun, exciting? Any new listings?
Cold calling.
Cold calling. All right. Tell us a little bit about cold calling. What transpired on cold calling? Anything good out of it?
I actually spoke to a few people. One person, I don't know if I should actually say it, but he had not here, but he had a Keller Williams agent and he was not happy at all.
Okay.
Dual agency, I guess he also found the buyer and was representing both.
Okay.
But I don't know, something really went off, or he's like, I'm gonna report it to the board.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
Okay.
well, I also recommend you speak to the broker of the office,
Right.
I don't know what to say, so
Yeah.
like, if you have any questions, reach out, type of thing, but
Sure.
that was,
Yeah, interesting.
that was,
And you'll be surprised, a lot of times when you're making these calls and commitment to spend some time into your lead gen, right? You'll get some very interesting conversations that go sometimes left field. Meaning your core is to talk about real estate, but sometimes they just want to open up and vent. You're like a psychiatrist sometimes, and literally you're just doing therapy. And that may be a good thing, or that may be a bad thing. I don't know. How do you navigate that, right?
basically say, oh, yeah, I'm speaking to so-and-so, yeah, oh, hey, my name is David, I'm calling from Keller. Oh, no, let me tell you, like, he just.
Yeah. So
started.
they obviously had a bad taste in their mouth when you said Keller Williams.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell him, like, don't let one experience.
Yeah, so let me give you some insight to that. Change the vocabulary. Okay, instead of saying, hey, this is Simon with KW or Keller Williams or KW South Bay or KW Postals or KW whatever, instead take the equation out, take the name and say, hi, this is Simon. I'm a local professional, real estate professional. Okay.
So we don't have to officially say.
Not over the phone. Yeah, not over the phone. Now, if they ask you directly, right, if it's a direct question, well, what company are you with? Then you have to divulge. You're not going to say I'm with the ABC Realty. You're going to be honest about it, and you're going to say, yes, I'm with Keller Williams. Okay. But if you start the conversation as I'm a local real estate professional that services Lameda as an example, I happen to see that your home came up as an expired, or you're a for sale by owner, wanted to get some more information. I think that approach will alleviate, the frustration that someone may have experienced with a specific real estate company. Yeah, so that's just another way. If you listen to some of my top agents, they'll say, hi, this is Simon, a local real estate professional. I'm calling you regarding your property on 123 ABC. I wanted to get some information. Are you on the market of selling the property? Right? No, I'm not. Okay, tell me a little bit more. When did you move into this neighborhood? Oh, I moved in about 5 years ago. Oh, great. What was the reason that you moved into this neighborhood? Well, it was for a job. Okay, job. If you were to sell your home, where would you move next? Right? Well, that's not anytime soon. But when I do, I'll probably relocate down to Montana. I said, fantastic. Do you know the current value of your home, right? No, I don't know. Would it be okay if I send you a complimentary comparable market analysis to just give you an idea of what your home is worth? It's an opinion of value, but it's just something that I do to all the local owners in the area. Can I get your name or your email or your phone number or something that you can send this, right? Or make it even better, go personally, door to door. Hey, this is Simon over at KW.
We spoke.
Yeah, we spoke yesterday regarding the value of your home. I thought I would personally just provide you with the report itself, right? So that's how I would approach it. All right, section number 10, keep every lead. Okay, what does that mean to you when they say keep every lead?
Make sure we don't let anybody get away.
Yeah, that's yours, right? You make sure that you track every lead that comes your way, right? It's like, have you ever seen one of those arcades, right? That has the little crane hook, right? And then you have a joystick, right? And you move it forward, back, side to side, and then there's a button. And then that crane comes and does all this, and hopefully it picks this up, and I hope it doesn't fall, right? Okay, well, imagine if every lead was that hook, right? That you cultivate that, right? Well, that's what today's session is going to be about, is how do you cultivate and keep? Well, it's like even at the river, right? And I say this because I used to do this as a kid. At the river, we used to start putting rocks, right? And the whole reason we started building rocks to build the wall so that the water would not go higher and higher, and then we would have an area where we can kind of swim. So a lot of us, cousins of us, we would start putting rocks underneath so we can start slowing the flow of the water to make it more like a pool setting, right? Well, it's the same thing, right? How many opportunities can you get on a regular basis to cultivate every lead that goes your way, right? So we're going to dissect, but ultimately try to prevent this from happening, but you capture every lead that comes your way, okay? As always, we always have to give you the warning of the TCPA. I think all of us are pretty familiar with this after having, 10 sessions already. I think all of us already know fair housing, copyright. And now we're going to be talking about, as the real estate expert, lead generation, lead follow-up, and then the actual transaction. But, it's so funny, right? This is you as a real estate expert, right? That's you, right? You're the local expert. Now, from here, you have to consistently, guys, do lead gen, okay? I'm assuming that there's no more agents here, is because they're probably out there lead generating. Okay, that's my assumption. Because this room should be filled with amazing agents. And then from here is lead follow-up, right? It's what we call planting the seed. Planting the seed, right? Harvesting, right? Every day that you're out there working the field, you're planting the seed with the outcome that the seed that you plant will ultimately become a transaction. Does that make sense? Okay. So how do we navigate that? All right. So far we've talked about spark your career, embrace your job, connect with your market, define your value, generate your leads, grow your database, capture leads with open houses, capture leads with social media, capture more leads. And now we're going into keep every lead. So we're almost at the home stretch, guys. You got only a handful more and you're done. 10 more. You're halfway through the session, all right? So congratulations for the ones that have devoted and dedicated, the time to be part of this. This is a great accomplishment because again, the whole purpose of Ignite is to launch your career, okay? And here we have someone else jumping on the call. All right, let's continue. All right, so today's agenda, we're going to talk about how to lead and follow up. We're going to we always talk about the recaps of what nuggets that you pick up. What is lead follow-up? What is post-lead follow-up? And obviously our daily success. All right. So what is a lead follow-up? Okay, so the lack of a lead, right? The likelihood of a move, right? So how do we distinguish when someone is ready to buy, ready to sell, ready to invest, right? Well, we look at trends. We look at what the market is dictating, right? And how we know this is that every 7 to 10 years, people tend to move. Okay, I want to say this a little different. I think it's every 3 to 5, especially here in LA, we see more people moving. Now, the cool thing about this, guys, is that you can do some research and pull data. Yeah, you can pull data to see what cities are selling more, what cities are not selling more. Okay. What cities are, one second, sorry, hello? Yeah. The one in the patio where the gym was? Yeah, just put it in the garage for now. The what? Yes, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right, teaching class, bye. Sorry about that. We're moving.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're moving, so I'm telling you, in 5 years, I finally bought another place. So we're renting the current home and we're moving to another home, so. But yeah, for me, it was 5 years, so it kind of goes with this segue. So I have her, freaking out because I'm here at work and she's dealing with all the movers and all this, so I apologize. But yeah, the trend is, with the power of the technology that we have, we can definitely see what cities are seeing a growth in movement, right? And you see a lot of properties go on the market, closing. So part of what you have is the multiple listing service. You can actually do some graphs and check to see what's happening. Meaning you can see if an area sees a big turnover of sales. If you go to the city of Lomita compared to Carson, you're going to see that there's more activity in Carson than you do in Lomita. And you're going to see more in Torrance than you would see in Lomita. Now, you got to also look at 2 components, right? The size of the area, right? You can't compare a small Lawndale city to a, Redondo Beach neighborhood, right? Or city, right? But you can see what's happening with every local city. And if you really want to focus, you want to focus on areas that we see a lot of movement, a lot of activity, active listings, pendings, going under contract and eventually closing. That's an area that you want to be part of because you don't want to be in an area that every 10 years something happens, right? That's not an area you're going to see because you're not going to see a return on your investment. You're not going to see the money that you put into the time, effort, and energy that you put into it. You're not going to be able to see it in areas that do not have a big turnover. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So looking at the lack of a lead is kind of that, what is the likelihood, right? Obviously, we don't have that crystal ball. We don't have that magic wand that says, okay, you're going to sell in 2 years. So perfect, in 2 years, I'm going to check in with you, right? Doesn't mean that just because they've lived in their property for 6.5 years, that in seven months or 5 months or 6 months, they're going to be moving. No, you still want to be proactive because what happens in between here, right? Before they make the switch, right? Before they decide to buy, before they decide to sell, what happens here?
New job.
Yeah, absolutely. So many things that can happen in 5 to 10 years. Loss of job, promotion, new job, family grows, death in the family. Right? There's so many things that can transpire that ultimately you'll see a shift in movement, right? So just because this graph says this doesn't necessarily mean you have to wait. You still on a daily, folks, on a daily, need to be out there lead generating. Does that make sense? Every day should be lead gen, okay? Prospecting, talking to people about real estate. Just this afternoon, just before teaching class, I do coachings and I talk to some of the agents in the office and I'll have a 30-minute consultation with them. And part of the conversations that I talk about is tell me your numbers every week. That's the first thing. If you don't tell me, I'm going to say the first thing. I'm going to say, hi, thank you for being here and all that fun stuff. But I'm going to say, tell me your numbers. And the three things that I want to see on that conversation is this, okay? Tell me how many people you talk to about real estate. How many of those did you set an appointment? Okay, so on a weekly basis, how many people you talk about real estate? Not just talk, because we talk to everyone, but it has to be real estate related. Okay, number two, out of those that you talk to, how many of those did you set an appointment? Okay, meaning, did you do a follow-up and set an appointment to talk about buying, selling, or investing? Okay. And then number three is out of those appointments, what is the percentage or how many is buyers? How many of those are sellers? Because I need to know who you're talking to. Is it heavier buyers, heavier seller, or a combination of both? That's simple. Make sense? How many appointments in a week? How many people you're talking to about real estate? How many appointments? And then out of those, who are they? Buyers, sellers, or investors? That's it. That's the first thing I want to know. Because if you're telling me, oh, Simon, I only made two contacts. Well, we're already March 3rd, right? We're almost close to the end of first quarter. So if you want to see production, you got to go out there and start talking to more people. And if you don't want to talk to people, then don't complain to me that you don't have money. Okay? If you want to see the results, you got to go out there and start hunting for people, right? Ask for the order. Every day is, who am I going to ask for the order? And I don't mean it in a way of asking for food. I'm asking for business. Okay? And there's many ways that you can collect business, right? You can talk to sellers, you can talk to buyers, you can have workshops for first-time home buyers, you can hit businesses and say, hey, talk to the manager or the owner of the business. How many people do you have in your facility? Well, I have about 75 people. Well, what if I do this? If I can get a workshop here on a Saturday that doesn't disrupt the operation Monday to Friday, but if I can have a workshop here for first-time home buyers, I will provide lunch, and then you get one of your lenders to come in here and help you pay for the lunch and have the lender speak on first-time home buyers. Because there's a lot of buyers who were that don't know that there's programs out there for first-time home buyers. And imagine if I was having a conversation with the owner, manager, supervisor, whoever's in charge, and will give me permission to do a first-time homebuyer workshop at their facility. Not here, but there at their location. You can go to Costco and you can pick up a large pizza that can feed 16 or give you 16 slices, because I do this all the time for like $7-8. Get, if you can get a RSVP, and let's say out of those 70, you get confirmed 35. There's 35 potential buyers, okay, from doing a 1.5-hour workshop, okay? And there's agents that do that. They just go and hit the businesses and offer those services. Some will say no, but one will say yes, because it's a value. It's the stickiness, right? of keeping the morale of homeownership, because everyone wants to be a homeowner. But not a lot of people know how to become. That's why we educate them, we give them the tools. We sit down with them and explain the process from A to Z. And then they realize, oh my gosh, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. And that may trigger the momentum and the motivation for them to now start, the process of homeownership. Even better, what if one of those are already homeowners ready to retire? And you just happen to be the right timing to get a potential listing permit, right? Because people that work many years eventually retire, right? Leads, folks, there's opportunities out there. B2B, B2B, business to business relationships. Okay? Don't get discouraged. Go find, okay? You are a walking billboard. Okay? I'll give you an example. I don't carry business cards, but what I do carry is this card. Okay? This card. It's made out of metal. Okay? But if I tap into my phone, it should pick up my information. Okay? And once it picks it up, all of my contact information goes to this phone. The individual just has to save it. I'm going to have a guy that did this for me come in and talk to the team meeting. They're about $150. Okay? $150. Stuff, your website, your contact information, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, anything and everything is on there. Okay? So if you were to click, pass it on to her real quick. If you were to see, there's a YouTube channel that one of the agents interviewed me. It's just the stickiness, guys, the stickiness, because I cannot have a stack of business cards, but what I can have is this, right? And now I just touch, boom, my contact information comes on. So imagine, okay, in a network event, right, having one of these, and you're just sharing your contact information, right? I think it's valuable. I think it's important, especially in the stuff that we do, folks. Okay, what are we trying to do? We're trying to create more leads, more opportunities. Okay, does everyone understand this, right? Okay, remember, there's opportunity between the moves and there's opportunities between the non-moves. And we have established that, right? Make sense? Let's continue. All right, so we follow up in framework, right? Possible business, probable business, and profitable business, okay? So possible, probable, and profitable. The 3 Ps, okay? The 3 Ps. Write them down, because I think this is an important component, okay? Possible business, what does that mean? What does possible mean?
Would that be like the code? Right, the 3 that you talk about everything.
Yeah. Yeah, possible is the hot, cold, and warm. Yeah. The cold and the hot, okay, those are the possibles, all right? We just gotta categorize what these individuals fit, right? And if you look at it from a perspective, what would this be? Hot? What would this be? I don't know. But you get the gist to it, right? You can categorize this as warm or cold, right? But you get what I'm saying is, how do we identify the possible potential buyers, sellers, or investors, right? We categorize. How quickly are they motivated to buy? Okay, if they want to buy now, okay, let's do it. If they're warm, okay, they're on the fence, okay, got it. How do we push them to get to hot? Right? And if they're cold, that's okay. You treat them still like what? You treat them like business still, right? They may not be ready to buy now, But remember the chart prior? They fit somewhere. They may not be now, but in the near future, they may. We don't know. What if they win the lotto? Holy moly, but you treated them like they were royalty from the very beginning, and now they've got a $50 million winning. And because you did such an amazing job in connecting with them, what's to say that they're not going to remember you? Of course they're going to remember you. And they're going to go back to David and says, David, hey, this is Simon. Yeah, hey, how you doing? You remember, oh, it's the cool guy. By the way, I just brought in some money. I said, it's wonderful. What area are we looking? Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. Okay. What's your budget? At 25 million. What the? Oh, by the way, I just won the California, right? We got a drink, guys. Got a drink, right? But you never know. That's remember, real estate is very unique. And what's so cool of what we do is we don't know where your life path takes you. That's the awesome. This is why you see me always smiling. Because smiling is very what? Contagious. If I smile at you, okay, he's gonna probably respond back and smile at me. It happens all the time. Try it. If you don't smile and give someone a dirty look, you think they're gonna smile at you? Maybe, maybe not, but I tell you, it's probably not. Right? But smiling is very contagious. It's just part of what we do in life, right? You may not know that person, but just something about smiling resonates with us, right? It's like eye contact too, right? When I'm talking to you, am I talking to you or am I just talking to you but not really paying attention to you? I'm just like, yeah. No, right? I'm having a direct conversation with you because I'm curious about it. And you know, we've talked, right? And you listen to me. And look at you now. Yeah. He was struggling trying to get his state exam passed. And you mind me sharing?
That's okay.
Okay. How many times did you took the test?
3 times.
3 times. 3 times, right? So you missed it twice?
I missed it twice.
All right. Missed it twice. Okay. But we just had to do an adjustment and tweak it a little bit, right? But I kept pumping into you and saying, get motivated. You're going to be fine. I never discouraged you, right? And ultimately, you got where you're at now, passed the state exam, and he's now one of our associates. Congratulations. Yeah. But it's because, again, you know, you don't give up. You all succeed together, right? And he's a prime example. Probable, okay? These are the ones that you're taking the initiative. You're taking the proactive, right? Because probable means it's your engagement. If I walk and I have you 3, but I don't say anything, that is not a problem. But if I come to you and I shake your hand, hey, I'm Simon. Your name? David. David, pleasure to meet you.
Just
Pleasure to meet you, Simon. Simon, pleasure to meet you. There's a probability now that I'm gonna have an engagement conversation, right, with one of you, that now I'm gonna have a conversation regarding real estate. Make sense? Okay. But it's still probable, it's not guaranteed, but it's 50-50. 50-50 now, right? Because I at least make the initiative to at least engage, have a conversation. Does that make sense? Probable, right? How does the lead follow-up become a framework of profitability, right? Because if you do all of the P's, eventually you're going to get a buyer, you're going to get a seller, you're going to get an investor, you're going to open escrow, you're going to close escrow, and you're going to get commission. And it's repeat, repeat, and repeat. That's it. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. If you are first or second in their mind, you probably won't get the business. Okay, that's straight out of the Millionaire Real Estate book. If you're not the first or second in their mind, you're probably not going to get the business. What does that mean to you? What does that say to you?
you're not the first person that they think about.
Yeah. I decided in mind. Have you ever heard that? outside of the mind. So if you're not having an engagement, right, and at least being in front of someone, you're probably not gonna earn the business, right? Someone else will. So would it rather be you get the business or me get the business? Your choice. It's your choice. Right? Your choice. I'd rather be first. I don't want to be second. We're all first here, right? Right? So I think this really resonates with me. Because it's so true. And it happens. Happens quite often. Who's is that your phone up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. All right, so far, any ahas, anything that you picked up from today? What resonates with everything that we just discussed today? Time frame, okay, tell me more.
That it's probably shorter here in LA than, is we keep hearing 7 to 10,
Yeah,
but it might actually be.
well, this is probably across the US.
Yeah.
The average. But in that sense, California is a little bit, we're like our own island per se. That's gonna be a little different. Thank you, David, for sharing. Anyone else?
Simon, I can add something.
Yes, please.
Maybe when I'm running the, let's say, Google Ads, I should be targeting words such as find a new job or moving company, etc., etc. Like using these key terms, especially for moving.
100%, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, yeah, doing something like that too. You were saying?
The 3 questions, how many people you talked to about real estate? How many we got as an appointment, and out of those appointments, how many are sellers and buyers? Just so that way it's easier to go orientate what like I'm really focusing on while I'm out there in the field and it's kind of new.
Yeah,
That was good.
absolutely. Everyone knows, you know, how to get from point A to point B, right? I put you in a car, right? I put you in a car, and then on that car, you have the destination, right? I'm going old school. There used to be Thomas map books back in the days, right? We go on the back of the book, and then we would check the address, and then we would go to the page and the grid number, and then we kind of navigated how to get from our location to another location, right? Well, now our phones, our cars have GPS. So now we just put in the address, populates, it tells you exactly the time frame it's going to take you to get there. It says if there's any traffic or detours that you must take, and it'll tell you the miles and it's the miles to get to your location, right? And it's pretty spot on. If you start slowing down, it's going to make more time, that it's going to take you a little longer, but it is so accurate, right? Well, in essence, imagine if your business was that way too. Imagine, right? If you had it like a GPS and you plug in and you already knew what was going to happen with that buyer, with that seller, with that investor, right? The thing is, we don't. We're not there yet. But there is studies that have, you know, AI, artificial intelligence, that now can change the behavior of people based on certain things that they see on social media. Interesting, right? Because of the emotionals will compel their mode, their ability to see things in a different light. And it's probably something that you've experienced, right? You stay long on something, and then before you know it, there's all kinds of stuff that you see about that. I started watching some stuff like police chases, and then now it's just the algorithms. It's all about police chases. How does the system know that? Right? Imagine if you were putting yourself and plugging into being a great negotiator, right? And real estate negotiations for buyers, real estate negotiations for sellers, real estate negotiations for investors. How the process, how to make win out of all circumstances, right? Type it in, plug it in. It'll give you a laundry of items that you need to kind of focus on. Because remember, real estate negotiations or their negotiations in general, it's not strong arming the other person. It's the win between both. But see, the problem is the emotional component takes the best of us, and that's why we lose. When you speak, you lose. let the other person spill the beans and you win. But you also have to compromise because a great negotiator knows the tactics and the ability to navigate a win-win. There's a book that I recommend called Split the Difference. Split the Difference. And it's by the author, I can't remember his first name, but it's Koss. K-O-S-S, Koss. Okay. Find it on Amazon, find it on Audible, you'll find it. Split the Difference. He's a retired FBI negotiator. And Tom Ferry had interviewed him and basically is just dissecting and his experiences when it came to terrorism and negotiations, international, right? But there's a lot of nuggets from that you can use as part of a conversation, how to bring people down to your level. People are up here, bring them down to our level, right? Because it's knowing how to maneuver the conversation, mirror, right? Because everything that we do, it's either with high intensity or low intensity or middle intensity, right? If I see someone that is high intensity, then I'm going to go high intensity at first, but then I'm going to bring them back to my intensity, right? It's like deep sea fishing. How many have been deep sea fishing or fishing in general, right? Most of us have, maybe none of us, but deep sea fishing is that example, right? You can go out there for hours and hours and hours, and the goal is to find the big fish, right? The big winning fish, right? And you'll put your line and you'll hit certain things and nothing. Then you go to a different location, nothing. Different location, and you pick something, but it's a small fish, right? You never get the big fish that day. But if you're not at least out there doing the searching, you'll never know. But if you're at least making an attempt to go out there and try to find the big fish, you may just be the lucky one. There's a 50-50 chance that you'll get, right? Well, negotiations is that component as well, folks, okay? Because again, the whole purpose is, and how lead comes in is, how do you convert someone to a lead, right? And that you cultivate everything that comes in your way, right? It's like doing this, right? And all the leads are, you're trapping them, right? Because you want them to filter through you so that when they filter to you, you know, cold, warm, hot, cold, warm, hot, cold, cold, hot, or hot, cold, warm, right? You're just trying to find all that so that way you can categorize where you need to have these conversations. If it's a now conversation, if it's a tomorrow conversation, or if it's in the near future conversation. Make sense? Mm-hmm. That was some of the things that I picked up from today. So, all right, let's continue. Anyone on Zoom have any ahas? I think you already did, but let's continue. All right, how to lead follower. All right. So here you go. Leads, 19 to connect. 4 touches, quarterly phone calls, 12 touches, monthly emails, newsletter, market reports and videos, 2 touches, promotions, directionals, mail sessions, magnets, calendars, printed marketing reports, etc. Hold on, Natalie's calling me now. Hello? Yes.
Okay, I'm teaching class right now as we speak. Okay, no worries. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, bye-bye. Sorry about that.
Must be important today. Sorry about that. Please excuse me. All right, so leads, 4 touches, 12 touches, 2 touches, promotional, directional mail such as magnets, calendars, printed market reports, etc. 1 touch, annual events, party, movie screening, get-togethers. There's your 19. Okay. So remember, in order for you to see leads come your way, you've got to be out there doing some type of activity. Some type of activity. All right. 1, to cement a high value touch that solidifies the relationship you have just establishes and opens the door for future interactions. Okay. 1 high value touch. Contacts, 36 to convert. 4 touches, telephone calls, 26 touches biweekly mail offering some type of informational value to the consumer. And 1 touch event gets together parties. 4 touches promotional directional mail such as magnets, calendars, market reports, and all that. Yes, sir.
Sami, I wanted to ask you, so the 19 to connect, does it replace the 8x8 touches that we had previously in the MREA?
I believe it does. Yes.
Okay, so this is like from now on, we should do 19 instead of just 8 touches
Yeah,
at the beginning, and then instead of, I think it was like, I think also 24 touches, then we have to do 36.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. So there's a lot of new stuff that has been added, but based on the leads, it says 92 connect, right? And here are some of the stuff that you should be doing on a regular basis.
So the difference between a contact and a lead is just a contact is somebody I've just been talking to, but a lead is like warm, I guess. Is that
Yeah,
the-
so let's break it down. Let's distinguish one from the other, right? So what's a contact? A contact is you and I just having a conversation. He passes my business card, I put his business card in my pocket and I run with it. Okay? That is not a lead. That's just someone that passed my information or he passes information to me, right? It's a contact. Hey, we contacted. But a lead is a lead that converts into a sale for you. Leads are for you. Leads, conversions, right? Leads are opportunities. Okay, those opportunities to buy, sell, invest. I'm going to sound like a broken record today, but the essence is that's what it is. A lead is for you. When someone says, I have a lead for you, what do you interpret that?
Somebody who's ready.
Money.
Yeah, I have someone that's ready to buy, sell, and invest. If someone says to you, I have a lead for you, okay, it's probably teed off for you, right? It's like, have you ever played golf and you put the ball on the tee and it's ready for tee, right? That's like saying, hey, I got a lead. That's like the tee or the golf ball on the tee. Okay, someone has already put it there for you. Now it's just to connect and convert them into an appointment. Make sense? All right.
Can we, just 1 second, sorry.
I think we also have access to the presentations, right, Simon?
Yeah.
All right,
No, but thank you. Yeah, so you have access to all this through your command. You have access to all this information. All right, and I'm trying not to be as boring as I can, so I'm trying to be mindful of it, because a lot of this stuff is very dry, okay? But it's the basic fundamentals that we all need in order for you to succeed, right? And you're not gonna know until you're actually involved in a transaction. That's when you're really gonna feel it. And that's where all of the mechanics of everything that you've been trained is gonna hit. It's like, right now it's out of alignment, but once you get into a transaction, it's, it makes sense now. Okay, now that's why I went to class, right? Considerations for your lead follow-up program, right? What are my strengths when working with people? How can I adapt to touches of 19 to connect to represent me? What are some of the reasons I might have for contacting the lead? What are some of the touches to do before and after the phone call? How am I using conversations to lead to the person know, and I am in real estate, how to contact me and how to refer business to me. When it is best for me and my business to time block for a lead follow-up, how much time should I take to reach out to a lead? What do I do to hold myself accountable? What do I need to do to make sure this happens? Okay, so it's just some considerations when it comes to follow-up, guys, okay? Take a photo of this, write it down, embed it, memorize it, I don't care, but this is, again, some of the core of what you must be doing on a regular basis to ultimately capture leads. Okay? It's not rocket science, folks. It really isn't. It's really just down and dirty, trying to do the daily activities. I was saying to one of my coaching agents, I says, look, you gotta treat this real estate as a job. Treat it as a job. Yes, I know you're an independent contractor. Yes, I know you are self-employed. And yeah, I understand that you don't have a boss or a supervisor or someone watching what you do. Okay? But you do have someone that's supervising you, watching over you, and holding you accountable. He says, there is. He says, yeah, it's yourself. It is yourself. Okay? Because I'm not with you 24/7. Okay, you are. You're there Monday, you're there Tuesday, you're there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Guess what? You're there 24 hours. So you're your biggest supervisor. You're your biggest boss. Okay? It's up to you. You either do the work or you don't do the work. If you don't do the work, you'll see the results. If you do the work, you'll see the results too. So which one do you want? I'd rather do the work because that's going to lead to opportunities, guys. Okay? I promise you. This is a great career. And I'm not saying it because you're with my office. I'm saying it because I have 29 years of doing this. And I still have a smile on my face. Yeah, I may not look like a young guy with thin black hair anymore. Okay, all of these white hairs have showed me, my path of who I am now. But I used to be like a young guy with black hair. Yeah, But one day, my friend, you're going to be there. You're going to be there. But you're going to be there as well, right? And people on Zoom, right? But you can reflect and look back and say, gosh, I can't believe this. Real estate has been an amazing ride for me, right? It's been amazing for me. And it could be for you as well. You got to own it. You got to take initiative, right? And I promise you, what you put in, you'll reap the benefits from it, okay? I'm telling you. A lot of the agents that do this on a regular basis, you'll see. Yeah, this is a revolving door here. This is why you don't see people here in a grind at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's because most of your business is not in here, it's out in the field. You're here to train, you're here to take ideas and take a lot of notes through the team meetings, contract classes, Ignite, and all of the stuff that we have here, right? But the grind is here and your opportunities are out in the field. Okay? Make all the mistakes here. Because no one is going to criticize you. No one is going to say anything bad or negative. This is where you make the mistakes. I make mistakes every single day. Okay. But when I'm out there speaking with the competitor, recruiting, or dealing with problem stuff, I try to bring in my A game, right? Because I'm representing not just the agent, but also the company and myself as well. So again, I know I went a little sideways on this, but I think it's important. Because you cannot replace life experience. You unfortunately don't have life experience yet, okay? But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? But give yourself 10, 15, 20 years from now, you're definitely going to have some life experience, right? That's a good thing. We all been through that, okay? All I'm saying is be a sponge, right? Absorb everything that gets thrown at you and create you. That's the cool thing about real estate. This is you. My vibe is different than your vibe. Your vibe is different than his vibe. Your vibe is different than her vibe. Okay. But whatever that looks like, you can create your brand. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So activities design your annual 19 to connect touch plan. I want you to absorb this a little bit, okay? So that way you understand. Annual occurrences. 4 calls, texts, conversations. The plan, connect with every lead quarterly. Offer something of value and ask for the order. Yeah. Replace referral, ask for the order, ask for the order is my opinion. That's how I remember it. Because my coach many years ago told me to ask for the order. Okay. Number 12. Email newsletters, market reports, and videos. 1 birthday card, 4 market reports, 4 informative videos, 2 informative emails, 1 neighborhood newsletter, 2 promotional direct mails, local sports team schedule annual calendars, 1 event, organized neighborhood park cleanups, right? Now, a lot of the stuff that we do here, folks, we do a lot of stuff that we help our agent every year. Is the ability to do a lot of outside events like Red Day. Okay, Red Day is an event that we do once a year, and once a year we give back to the community, right? So that happens in May. So it's going to be a great time when we do our Red Day. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right. Make an impact, focus on value. Make an impact, focus on value. Okay. I am a true believer that what your value proposition is crucial, literally crucial. Okay. So that's why I believe that there's a heart and a cross on this photo. Okay. Because when you can give your value proposition, okay, when you can give your value proposition and people really see the value, okay, and I'm going to share my story because this is how I attract awesome talent like yourself, David, like yourself too. Why did you choose KW?
My contact with you and speaking with you on this.
Right, yeah. But it's also, the brand itself, right? I was just one of the resources, the stickiness that ultimately made your decision to join us, right? And what was yours?
That when I came back from New York, I had applied and I had said that I was like looking to be around agents, and you kind of gave me that opportunity to see what it's like to be around agents, and I see how engaged everybody was, and I like the culture and where I come from, like my Shake Shack. I'm team development manager, so I'm in charge of team development. So I really like culture, and when culture orientation stands out to me, that's what I like to be around. I feel like I'll be more comfortable to work around that. So I was like, I definitely want to be here.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I gave you the opportunity even before you were licensed, and I invited you to come. You were coming in here without a license. I treated you like a licensed professional, even though you weren't.
Yeah.
But that was my value proposition because, again, I'm trying to reflect a brand, but more so, I am trying to get amazing agents to come and join the company. Right? And let's just say, and I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. What if you missed it for the 3rd time, the 4th time, the 5th time, the 6th time, the 7th time, the 8th time? Would you get a little discouraged if you didn't pass the state exam?
If I'm being honest, the type of person that I am, I would go back to like how I did this time and try to really dice down on why I'm not passing. And I had to be honest with myself. The first time I didn't study enough. Second time I kind of rushed through it because I was more excited to come here.
Yeah.
And then this 3rd time I feel like I stepped back enough, gave myself the time to sleep and everything to just be mentally prepared for that test and know that I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
So I would say I wouldn't stop because I know that this is something that I wanted to do, because since I'm at this age, I could just imagine what my next 8 years of life would be if I don't invest in myself right now.
100%. Yeah. So true. I love that. I really do. Because nothing is going to stop you from succeeding at what you want to get, right? And to me is how many times you do, it's okay. You keep chipping away. And that's also part of what today's class is. It's lead, right? Yes, you may get 100 leads, but out of those 100 leads, 20 20 of those may be actual opportunities. That's a lot of work for a very small percentage. Okay? But this is why your value proposition is vital. Personal communication is importantly vital. And understanding data is another thing. I shared with you early on, right? The importance of knowing what cities, right? What cities see more sales, right? Well, that's part of the data status. If you do a little bit of some research on the MLS, you'll find areas that are high in turnover versus other cities that don't have a big turnover. Just the reality of it. Make sense?
Mhm.
All right, potential lead sources. Call in. Okay. Community events, open houses, social media marketing, traditional marketing, your agent website, calls out, past clients, purchase leads, client referrals, sign calls, blog or newsletter. Okay. Number one, call in. Pick up the phone and start making calls. You have a database, who knows? And I think I shared this in the beginning of Ignite, how many people you have on your contact, right? How many of those have you actually reached out and had a real estate conversation? And I can tell you, there's a lot of us that have not. I get it. But how many have you that you had a real estate conversation? That's one. Community events. Okay, I shared, what if you go to businesses and provide them with services, right? Under no obligations. I'm not asking you to take time from the Monday to Friday grind, but on a Saturday, even a Sunday, give me a 1.5 hour scheduled time where I can provide value to your employees on home ownership or investments, right? And yes, we'll provide food. Go to Costco, buy some pizzas and sodas. I can tell you, you can feed 50 people for a very low budget. Do that once a quarter, 4 times a year. And if you pick up 1 or 2 deals, that pizza pays for itself. Just saying. Open houses. I started my real estate career with open houses. Literally. That's where I started. I didn't have time to pick up the phone. I didn't like picking up the phone. I hated cold calling. But I can resonate with people when I see face to face. Because you can't hide from me. Really can't. You know? So open houses was my niche. Find your niche. Okay? Tattoo it in yourself. What's my niche? Right? What does that mean? Well, that means, what do you like? And all of us have our own style and ways of how we do it. Find your niche. Okay, for me, it was open houses. Real estate open houses all day long. I could do them. It was flexible enough. And I'm talking to people that may have a potential interest in buying, selling, investing. Because they're not just going to come up to the house just to come to the house. Right? There's a motivation, there's a motive to it. Maybe it's the neighbors. They were just curious to see their neighbor's house. But they were curious enough to go to the open house, and they have to make a conversation with you. Because what if they come to you with no intention of buying, but you sell them on your value proposition, and now they're thinking about selling there or buying an investment? You never know. Yes, sir.
Back in the day where when I was in high school, I used to work at Sears. I used to sell like TVs and
Yeah.
stuff. And the first thing they taught me was, when somebody says, I'm just looking, if you're just looking, it's in your head.
Yeah.
Like, you might not be ready today, but you're ready
Someday.
soon.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming. So I always thought about, like, I've been thinking about that with open house. If you
Yeah.
walk in,
Yeah, absolutely.
you're
Yeah.
warm.
So let me ask you, and that's a good concept, because there's a lot of people who will say, how can I help you? Oh, I'm just looking. Okay, is there something specific that you're looking? No, just looking. Okay, awesome. All right, if you have any questions, my name is Simon, if I could be of service, I'm here, you know? Again, you just never know. And sometimes when you say, oh, I'm just looking, oh, by the way, I am looking for it. And then the questions start coming in, right? And now you're securing the conversation. And ultimately, as I said, all of the opportunities will go to you, right? But if you're not asking, you'll never know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And social media, hey, my team does all of my social media. So whatever you see on social media about me, I mean, it's my team. Okay, I leverage that. One, I don't have time to do all that stuff. I have bigger fish to deal with. But I have my team, you know, that handle all that for me. And it's just helps me because the little things that I can delegate to someone else, it's easier for me. I don't have to worry about one other stuff. So that's just my little thinking. Your website, how many have created your website already? Okay, is your website all taken care of? Yours,
Yeah, but I'm not done yet, but I will.
is your website taken care
Yeah, editing, like, you know,
Okay.
fixing.
It's okay, but you've done it. What about you?
I haven't edited it. I just.
Brandon, get it going, okay? Get your website going. That's important. All right, past clients, purchase leads. You can purchase leads too. There's ways that you can pay, you know, if you're on a tight budget, maybe purchasing leads, it's just not right now for you. And that's okay. You know, once you start building your business and you start seeing cash flow coming in, then as part of your business strategy is you put money for marketing. And part of your marketing expenses is to pay for leads, right? That come, Zillow leads, third-party websites that provide you leads. You know, it's just another avenue. Well, buying referrals, okay? Remember, when you sell your client's home or you help your buyer buy a place, are you asking for referrals in business? Are you asking them, hey, you know, was your experience working with me, you know, satisfying? Did you like the services that we provided here? Yeah, fantastic. Okay. If you can just, you know, provide me with one or two people that you know that may be thinking of buying and selling, that I could have a conversation. You know, you're asking for referrals. Ask for the order. Signs on calls, all right? The more listings you have, the more people may call you on your up call. We call them up call, right? They're driving and they see your sign out there. Then I've seen it. I've gotten calls. Simon, yes. Hey, I saw your sign over there in Redondo Beach. I go, yeah. I'd say, hey, congratulations. This is an agent that's not even from our office. And I would always say, hey, you got to buy it for it. You know, so it's again, the stickiness of the conversations. Okay. Statements or question, why are you thinking about buying or selling? Tell me more. What will that do for you and your family, right? Again, some embedded questions, right? And like these are, in my opinion, really stable conversations to have. So tell me, why are you thinking about selling? Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. Right? Because you're trying to get to the root of their motivation that they say yes to sell, yes to buy, yes to invest, right? But if we're not getting to additional questions, we'll never know. So this is why it's vital and important. Make sense?
Mhm.
All right, ahas or anything you picked up from this segment that you'd like to share? No one?
The number of times to connect with the lead, like broken down is just interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the more,
Like to have that schedule,
right,
right?
remember, you treat this as a JOB, right? Treat it as a job. The beauty is you have the flexibility to be your business owner, right? Be an entrepreneur. But you're not going to see results if you're not generating the income. Doesn't defeat the purpose of you being a CEO, an entrepreneur, a business owner, if you're not generating the income. You have it on title, but title doesn't mean anything until we see the dinero, the money. Right? The money needs to come in. So we need to start changing the way we see things, right? All right, let's continue. Post-lead follow-ups. All right, I think it's kind of similar to what we've discussed in the past, all right? So when two-way communications establishes the lead becomes a contact in your database, Move the person from 19 to connect to 36 to convert. Cement the relationship, right? Remember, capture the leads, right? This is your funnel. Okay, we talk about this consistently, right? And the consistency is you want everything to go through your funnel, right? There's no way that can
I
go
texted
but
her,
through your
but yes,
funnel.
I'm home.
1 second.
Why? What did she say?
Okay. Let's mute that agent. We don't want to get distracted here. Okay, so remember, you want everything to come into your database, right? So everything you capture needs to go through here, right? If I was to give you a 500 list of buyers or 500 list of sellers, right? What is your job from there?
Come on, put them in, well, I would put them in command and.
Yeah, you put them into your database. That's the first thing. If I give you 500 leads, right? The first thing, you're not just gonna put them aside and leave them there. That's not gonna do justice. So you immediately want to start implementing them into your database. Okay, that's what you want to do. Implement in your database, and now you get to distinguish how you're going to categorize them, right? Leads from relationships, contacts, strengthens existing relationships, cultivate contracts for conversions, interactions, and need-based offerings, right? Remember, it's like a filter. Look at it from a filter, right? Like a water filter, right? Do you guys drink the tap water? Most of us probably
Well,
don't.
what's the filter?
You know, but yeah, some of us have a filter, so you throw the water in here, and then the system has filtrations, right? That by the time it comes out here, it's clean drinking water, right? Well, that's your business too. Okay, all the leads go into your command, and then your command platform filters it out, and then now it distinguishes who is who, where is what, and who is it that is ready to buy, ready to sell, ready to invest, who is on the side, how do we convert them into a hot lead, and then a cold lead is where do we distinguish, are they ready to buy in 6 months, a year from now, or is it something that we can convert them from a cold to a warm to a hot? They take a little longer, but they're doable. Okay, and then you just repeat the process. All right, number one, to cement a high value touch that solidifies the relationship you just established, the open door for future interaction, right? Training gets better with feedback. Okay, so we talked about KW Cares. We'll skip all that. KW Next Gen. Okay, let's go ahead and skip. Achieving to AHAs to achieves. Success systems daily. All right. Okay, so I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in a relationship with me. I think this is something that we've seen in the past, right? Again, every engagement is a potential conversation and the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in a relationship with me. Imagine if you were to resonate something like this. Maybe not this exact statement, but something that is true to you, right? And you sit or you stand in front of a mirror and you just say those commands, right? And repeat, right? I am a great listing agent. I'm a great salesperson. I am a great salesperson, right? It may sound funny, okay? But sometimes the motivation will get you going. There's a YouTube video. Does everyone know Josh? He's from the Millionaire Real Estate. Josh Holtman. Have you ever heard of Josh Holtman? Yeah. Well, Josh Holtman is a big time Beverly Hills real estate agent. And maybe about, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago, there was a warning video on YouTube that he sells a dream. And he's actually rapping. It's called I Sell the Dream. And I know it's kind of corny, but that that song would motivate me. And then when I would go on listing appointments, I would say, and I would hit my partner and say, who's gonna sell this house today? I'm gonna sell this house. Who's gonna sell this house today? I'm gonna sell this house. But it just put me up. And when I would go on the listing appointment, I would walk out with the listing agreement, sign and execute. Because again, it just psychs you out. And she makes fun of me, but she told me like, you remember those times when you psych yourself? I go, yeah, I remember. So whatever it takes, guys, whatever it takes, right? That's the way I see it. All right, so role playing, celebrate your success. Okay, so that kind of concludes today. Any last minute aha for today? What are we gonna do today? Different. I mean, what did you get out of today's? And I'm actually gonna give you almost 45 minutes back to you, because this should have been a 2-hour, but we got through it pretty quick. And I think a lot of these are small, not necessarily that much, but it's also the exercise too, right? And I think as part of our process here is, imagine if we had a full house of agents in here. And then we sit down, because I think it's vital and important as part of your success to start generating opportunities is the practical practice of real estate. Well, Simon, what do you mean by that? Well, if I'm telling you what you need to do out there, you need to also be practicing in here what that looks like. So role playing is vital, okay? And I would always challenge everyone that says, look, throw any objection at me, any of them. From a buyer, from an investor, from a seller, just throw me anything and let me see if I can handle that objection. Okay? So they would throw, and I said, you gotta be tougher than that. You know, because again, people are in fear when they don't know what the next thing they need to say. But this is why it's very important. I'm very comfortable. You can throw whatever you want at me, and I'm gonna have a rebuttal on it. So, but it takes practice. It takes time, right? To eventually get that comfortable where you can instantly answer all the questions. Okay. And that's where you need to be as well. And also the people on Zoom is, how do you get that comfortable that when you're having a conversation regarding lead follow-ups, how are you going to do it? Okay. So let's practice just for a quick few minutes and just kind of role play. Who's comfortable role playing with me? Okay, I love that. Okay, so let's do this, all right? And we can play either. You can be the agent or you can be the consumer. I can be the agent, you can be the consumer. Which role do you want to play?
I'll try to play the agent.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So let's play the scenario that you're calling me from a follow-up open house. Okay. So you hosted an open house on Saturday or Sunday, and I put my information on your registry, and now you're just doing a follow-up conversation. So go ahead.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Simon. How's your day going today?
Hey, it's going good. Who is this?
This is Joseph Barrazo. I'm calling you back from that open house that you visited last week on Saturday.
Joseph. Oh, yeah. I do remember you. You're with that big smile. Yeah. I do remember. How can I help you?
Hey, I was just seeing how are you feeling? Did you like what you've seen? Did you want to maybe see some more properties, scope out what's around us? I just want to see what you were thinking about the property that you visited.
Okay. Well, at first, I definitely feel great. Okay, I feel really good. Regarding the property, yeah, there was some stuff that I did like, but I didn't really like certain things about the property.
What were those, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, I think it's a little overpriced. Yeah, the backyard was a little too small for me.
Well,
And then the last thing was just, there was really not much curb appeal. It doesn't look like the seller put a lot of emphasis on the property.
That's understandable. Would you be open to maybe grab a bite to eat and go over some other options that are in the area so we could stay in contact?
If you're paying, for sure.
Awesome,
Yeah.
sounds sweet. I'll give you a follow. How was next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, let me look at my schedule. I'll call you back or call me back in about 20 minutes.
Sounds awesome. I'll call you back in 20 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. All right. Feedback.
Okay, you asked for the order.
I would ask for some, filet mignon. But feedback on this, conversation with me. I can tell you some things I would, tell you differently.
I would have asked them like, oh, you know, you're looking for a bigger yard, like, you know, how much bigger or like for what uses do you want? So I can have an idea. Yeah, just like go into it, just asking questions. So you're
Yeah.
really
And
deep.
ask for the budget, how much you
Yeah.
willing to pay for, how much your budget for the house and
Yeah.
like that.
Or are you willing to pay if it's a bigger yard? Like
Right.
if it was your perfect house, would you be willing to
Right.
pay that price?
Yeah, so what I would have done differently, you know, and I agree, you know, again, he's practicing, right? I would not be inviting someone that I don't know out to dinner, right? Because there's no guarantee. What if you go out and we go to an expensive restaurant and the bill's $150? And I eat, take your time and never buy anything from you. So you gotta be very careful in how you approach that, because everyone is gonna say, yeah, I'll take you up on that if you're gonna have food, right? So now we're gonna role play. I will be the agent and I'm following up with you. Ready?
Yeah.
Ring.
Hi, hello.
Hey, is this Joseph?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, Joseph, good afternoon. This is Simon over at KW. You stopped by my open house this Saturday, the one on 84th Street in the city of Los Angeles. You remember me?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
Awesome. Hey, I'm just doing follow-up. I have 100 other people that stopped by the house. You're my 89th call and just wanted to kind of get some feedback on the property. What'd you think?
I liked it. I do think there was a little bit of overgrown grass. Some
Okay.
small little things that we can maybe fix.
Got it.
I was wondering if, never mind, just keep on.
Got it. Well, you know, you can hire a gardener. Gardener can take care of it, trim it and make it look really pretty for you. So that's not a problem. What else?
It was, priced a little bit high. Is that the best that I could get it for?
Probably not. You know, the sellers are very motivated and they're ready to, you know, make a commitment to sell the property. I mean, my goal is to, you know, help them sell the property. So are you thinking about possibly making an offer?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm still unsure because my credit might not be the best.
Okay, not a problem. Have you been, pre-qualified for a loan or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, what do we do this? When was the last time you checked your credit score?
Like 3 months ago,
Okay, what was your, credit score looking like?
598.
Ooh, 598. Okay, you may be just below the threshold. All right, have you considered maybe possibly doing credit restoration? I got a great guy who can help you increase your FICO score at a reasonable price.
No, that sounds like I definitely should take that offer.
Absolutely. See, the beauty of working with me is I have a lot of resources. And you're not my first person that I've had some issues with credit challenges, right? I've helped people. Some may take a little longer than others, depending on how they analyze your credit reports, right? But let's do this. Let me put you in connection with my good friend, Steve, who does credit restoration. It's a free consultation. He'll determine if he is willing to take on your case, and if we can help you increase your FICO score. Well, at least we're one step closer in home ownership. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put that connection in place, and we'll go from there, right? And then ultimately, once that is all taken care of, then he's going to be in communications with me. So that way we can go to the next step, which will be, you know, speaking with the lender, you know, or if you want, we can speak with the lender right now. Maybe you make great income, you got a great job, you have a stable job, and maybe he may have something that may help Maybe thinking about a co-signer or a co-borrower. Do you have a family member or someone that you know that might be able to help if your credit is not up to par?
No,
No, okay, so, all right, so again, whatever direction you want to go, but we definitely need a help with the increase of your FICO score because it's going to be very hard trying to get qualified for a loan, only if you have cash. If you have cash, we're ready. Okay, all right, I'll get that set up. Thank you for your time and I'll be in touch. All right. Your take.
the assets are my problem, no matter what problem.
You find a solution. Remember, I think I said this in the beginning, there's a solution for every matter. There is a solution to every matter. Find the solution, right? His situation is very common. A lot of people want want to purchase a home. A lot of people can't because either credit issues or income issues. Find a solution. Well, I found a solution for him. Let's work on your credit. If it's income, hey, who do you know that can partner up with you? A brother, sister, family, parents? Who else can have income to help? Because he may be motivated enough that he wants to buy, and if we put it all together, right? It's like putting that puzzle together. He might be a homeowner before he even thinks, because he doesn't know all of the opportunities that we can throw at him. And you can bring one other person, two other person, three other person, as many people to get you qualified. Think outside the box.
There is no limit to that?
No, as long as the income and they're willing to be on the loan, it should be okay. You know, but it's up to the borrower. You know, you don't want to have too many bodies because then all of them are going to say, "Well, I want a piece of that," right? That's why you probably limit it to as two at the most. But sometimes it may take 2 or 3 or 4 people
Like the
to be on the loan, or they could be co-borrowers, meaning they're only signing, but they're not entitled to the property, right? They're just helping you to qualify for it. So there's a lot of ways that you can look at it from that perspective as well. All right, let's do one more and then we'll call it wraps. So let's talk about sellers now. Okay, so remember, you're at an open house, right? You're in an open house right now. And part of the open house, someone is talking to you that they're thinking about selling their property. So who wants to role play with me on that? No one?
Oh, I mean.
Okay. All right, who do you want to be? The buyer, the seller or the agent?
I'll start as a seller, so you're a seller.
Yeah,
To
so,
the open house.
so I came into your open house and I'm a seller and I like the way you conducted the open house. So I'm thinking about selling my house. Okay, so you want to be the agent or the seller?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so,
ring.
so I'm coming into your open
Okay,
house.
gotcha.
All right, so,
Hi, my name is David. Welcome to the open house. Take a look around. Here's a flyer for the property. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property with a nice backyard. So, please take a look around and I'll be here if you have any questions.
yeah, beautiful. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, this is a nice property. So,
Are you looking into buying right now?
no, I'm actually looking to leave the neighborhood.
Gotcha. You live in the neighborhood.
I do. I live 2 blocks away from this
Oh,
property.
awesome. So did you see my flyer? It probably was knocking around.
Yeah, I happen to see your flyer and it says that, you were hosting an open house. It's Saturday, so thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Definitely. And what's the plan? Why are you planning on selling your property?
Good question. Well, I think I want to be closer to family members back east, so I'm thinking of packing, selling and leaving California.
Gotcha. And what state are you planning to go?
Looking to go to Montana.
Oh, nice. Okay. We actually, Keller Williams, we are an international company. So we actually have agents out in Montana that I can connect you with too.
Wonderful.
Who know the area, who are experts there, so they can help you out.
Okay.
But for your home then, so the plan would be to sell here and purchase something over there in Montana?
Absolutely. You know, I've been living in my property for almost 30 years.
So you're gonna have some great equity there.
Yeah, my house is already paid off, so my goal is to sell and then buy something cash.
Use that. Yeah, perfect, great.
Yeah.
Have you already sat down with an agent? Have you signed the contract with them?
I have, so I've been speaking with my neighbor who also has a family member that's a realtor. And man, oh man, she's been trying to connect with me and I just been trying to avoid the conversation, so. But it's gonna be, you know, sooner than later that I'm gonna.
But you haven't signed anything with her?
I have not signed anything.
Okay, the reason I asked is just out of respect, out of it. But no, great, if you want, actually, my open house is gonna be over in about 30 minutes. I can stop over your house if you want, we can sit down and kind of get at least a quick look at the value of your property. And then tomorrow, I can actually have a detailed research on it, where we can sit down and we can have a really good idea of what the value of your property is. And we can go over a plan, and if you see fit, right, we can just start going right away.
I'm not available tomorrow for sure, and that sounds okay, but I'm telling you, I don't wanna pay that much of a commission.
Understood,
Okay.
understood.
And on top of that, I'm gonna be interviewing 2 other agents too.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure if I'm gonna interview the one from my neighbor, but I don't wanna waste your time either, that if I do decide to sell my property, that I will probably interview 3 just to get their different perspective and, you know, what they.
No, of course, definitely. Yeah, and like I said, what I'm saying is just no, don't feel you have to, just I want to show you what we can offer, any ideas that can help out for your property. And like I said, the connection we can do for you in Montana as well. Because a lot of people, what they don't know is that this will more than likely be what's called a contingent sale, because it's going to be contingent on using this to buy something over there.
No, I don't want it to be contingent. I want to sell first. And then I want to at least have a 30-day window to stay in my property and then have the cash to be able to buy
Gotcha.
something.
Okay.
I don't want to
That makes
stress
sense.
myself.
That makes sense.
So,
Okay, yeah, so definitely, like I said, we can sit down. And like I said, if you want, in about 30 minutes, we can sit down and just have a quick conversation of what are your thoughts, and here's what we're thinking of the value for it. And
you can
then
get this done in 30 minutes?
the open house is about to finish in 30 minutes, correct?
Okay, so, but as soon as you're done, you're going to be able to give me your prospective value?
We'll give you at least a quick idea, you know, we have our computer here, we'll look up. I actually have another agent here with me at the open house, she's actually outside.
Okay.
And you know, she's been doing this even longer than I have, and we'll be able to sit down, and like I said,
So are you a new agent?
I've been in real estate for a few years now.
Okay.
But like I said, it's always good to have, you know, usually open houses, sometimes I bring in a second person, and as you can see, we have a lot of people in the home. But it's-
Okay, stop.
oh, sorry, yeah, it's going back.
I think we're going in circles.
Yes.
All right.
It's lost.
No, and that's okay, you know, when you're on the spot, it's kind of hard to kind of navigate this. I would have immediately went in a different direction, and I'll explain why, okay? One is, do you really have all the necessary time frame to give a good presentation? Remember, you gotta come in with your A game, right? And because the goal is what it said earlier, what's your value proposition, right? I know what my value proposition is, so let's do this. Let's flip the tables, all right? I'm gonna be the agent, you're gonna be the consumer, you're gonna be the seller, okay? And my goal is to lock in the appointment, okay? Remember, that's all you gotta focus is on the appointment.
So you're not trying to get it right away, just get it.
No, because I don't wanna divulge much information upfront, because he or they may be using that to talk to other agents. And then I'm putting myself up for failure, because again, they may never call me to set the appointment.
Gotcha.
So I want to make sure that I navigate that in a way that I can make it a win-win. 1 second. Either let me call you back, I'm teaching class. Okay, no, it's not a bother, I'll call you soon.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, sorry, multitask when you're so,
Something, maybe if I ask him first, you can put your name on your email and I will send you all the information about your property and the comparable property or for the other area to Montana too, like.
yeah,
Maybe if I ask the first that question, like put his name in the paper and then his email, so at least I got his name and email. And then I will contact him after I finish my open house.
yeah. Well, there's many ways in how you can approach this, right? Many scenarios, right? One, he said that he had his partner there as well, right? Now, the goal is obviously to secure an appointment because the goal is that's a hot lead,
Yes,
okay? Someone that is
Lead.
willing to do the appointment today or in the near future is what we call a hot lead, okay? So let me show you what I would do to secure this opportunity. Ready? All right, so, hey, thank you so much for coming in. What's your name?
I'm David.
David, pleasure to meet you. So what brings you into the open house today?
I saw the flyer for the open house and I just wanted to pick it up.
Ah, so my flyers are working. Yeah. I actually, passed up those flyers, just 2-3 hours prior to the open house, inviting all of the neighbors. So thank you for stopping by. It means a lot to me. Let me tell you a little bit about the property. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet on a 78 lot size. Sellers are very motivated to sell. Are you looking to move into the neighborhood?
No, actually, I already live 2 houses down. I'm actually thinking of selling.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. So you are one of the neighbors here. So how long have you lived in this neighborhood?
Almost 30 years.
30 years. What brought you into this neighborhood?
I like the neighborhood, so that's why I've been here almost,
Yeah, that's a very long time. So I'm assuming, you raise your children as
Yeah,
well. as your-
correct. Yeah, I'm actually just retired, so I'm thinking it's time to
Yeah,
move on.
yeah, no, I get it. So, where are you thinking of moving to?
Montana.
You're looking to move Montana. Hey, I have a
family
property.
over there.
I got a piece of property out there, that I own for about 5 years. It's a
Oh,
great place. If
nice.
you've never been to Montana, it's such a great place. A little cold, but it's a great place. Wonderful. And how soon is that happening?
Probably I would say within the next 6 months, if not sooner.
6 months or so.
It just depends on
Okay.
how fast everything happens.
Are you working with another agent or talking to other agents?
I'm talking to 2 other agents. I'm gonna be interviewing them to see which one I'm gonna go with.
Understood. Okay. And then once you find the right agent, are you gonna make a decision to list your home at that point in time?
Correct.
Okay. What is the biggest thing that you're looking from an agent?
Trustworthiness at the end of the day. I need somebody that I can just
Someone
trust.
that can sell their home, right? Someone that has the experience, right? Someone that knows the neighborhood, right? And someone that can also pass you to another qualified agent out in Montana. We have
that
a
would be
network,
nice.
we have a network of a lot of agents under the algorithms as well. So this is David, I appreciate you stopping by. I would love to set a time to really discuss, the financial responsibility and how we can make this work. Can we set a time this afternoon or maybe possibly tomorrow?
Well, I'm not free tomorrow.
Okay.
This afternoon is fine.
Okay, so can we do maybe at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock work best for you?
6 o'clock is fine.
6 o'clock, okay, are you the only owner or there is someone else?
I'm the only owner.
You're the only owner, so you're the only one on title?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, so after we have a discussion, if everything that I say today, will you make a decision today or are you still?
Well, I'm still interviewing the 2 others. So
Awesome,
it just depends.
yeah, and who are the other 2 agents that you're gonna be interviewing?
So-and-so from ABC and
And how did you end up picking these 2 girls?
one of them is actually a family, it's my friend's family, a cousin, sister, something
Okay,
that I know, and then somebody else is through a friend.
okay. Okay, yeah, not a problem. I deal with these type of circumstances. Sometimes it's not always the best thing to work with family or friends. Because if this goes sideways, it makes a bad impression. I'm just letting you know, but you get to choose whatever you feel comfortable Is there anything else that you're looking from a real estate agent?
And just somebody who's gonna, take the headaches, that I'm sure it's gonna be, a bit of a headache, because I wanna, be in the house though about 30 days after it sells,
Sure.
so I can find a place in Montana.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, I have an Advil for all of the headaches. I'll take the blunt of all of the responsibility and make sure that we streamline the process, Me being in this industry for a very long time, I understand the practical components to ultimately get us in the right direction. My number one priority for you, David, is to give you the highest price with the least amount of headache to net you the most. Okay, that's my priority. I'm gonna market your property. I'm gonna host open house like I just did with this property. As a matter of fact, this property is about to be in escrow on Tuesday. So, it's my proactive engagement. Second, you've got my letter, right? So I'm a proactive agent. So what you want is an agent that is proactively engaging to try to find and identify the right buyer for your home. Numbers don't lie. I already know if you live around the neighborhood, I already have an idea what your property home is. It's pretty much all the same track of homes here. So I already have an engagement what that is, but we won't discuss that until we actually sit. I need to take a look at your property as well, and to look at the condition of the home. But we'll discuss that today at 6 o'clock. Okay, I appreciate your time and thank you for so much for stopping by. Here's my business card, and I look forward to meeting with you this afternoon. Okay, cool. Thoughts, questions, concerns?
So like 2 hours would be enough time to get in to see everything.
Everyone is different, okay? For me, I can be ready instantly, right? And it's because I can run quick data numbers and be mentally prepared, because it's all mental. Okay, a lot of agents want to have a stack of stuff to present that's kind of hiding behind their presentation. For me, I don't need a presentation. Me is the presentation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll back it up with data. I'll look at the comparable market analysis and all that stuff, because sometimes the consumer wants something pretty. They want to be in a position that they want something of quality, right? And I get it. But in essence, I just need to know that you can sell my house. That's it. Highest price point, least amount of headaches to net me the most. If you know those three components, you're golden. They're going to sign with you. Now, one of the hurdles that I have here is that's going to take 6 months, right? My hurdle here is how do I condense that, right, to be less, or still have them sign and put a registered listing to give me the listing now, but I still secure it in 6 months. Because I'm going to try to lock it in this afternoon at 6 o'clock, that I want him not to talk to the other agent. Okay, because if he says, well, I need to talk to the other 2 agents. Well, David, what's gonna change what they're gonna say differently than what I said to you? What do you think is gonna be, right? He's gonna say, well, you gave me the price, told me about marketing, you're proactive. I guess there's really not much someone else can do differently than what you can. And it's gonna resonate on your professionalism at the end of the day, right?
How about if like new agent and I ask you, are you new? Are you new agent? What the right answer to say?
Okay, so I would say define what new means to you. Define it, tell me.
New in the career, but not new with the experience, maybe not. new
Yeah,
with
there you go.
what
Like he
I love
asked
what
me.
I'm doing, not new.
Yeah, well, one thing you don't want to lie,
Yeah.
okay, because I'll dissect it, I'll know if you're new. Because I'll ask the questions and I'll know that you are just not experienced, right? But you want to be more transparent on this too as well. Okay, meaning is that if you only have 6 months, you own up to 6 months. You don't say I've been 6 years when you don't have 6 years. So the way I would say it is, if you were to ask me, so ask me this question.
Are you a new agent?
Define what new means to you.
Means to me that you no experience, you don't have enough experience, you don't have enough information about what's going on in this area.
Yeah. Well, I am newly licensed, but I have a lot of life experience and I know the area. I've been living in this area for 40 years. So I understand the market. I can tell you what is up and coming in this neighborhood. So that doesn't define my experience. What defines me is the knowledge and the ability to help you get to the finish line. My number one priority is to help you find, help you sell, help you get top dollars for your home. Now, I have the backing of Keller Williams with over 500 agents just in my office alone. Plus, I also have sister offices too, that, you know, a total of over 1,000. Now, it gets even better. We're part of a network of what's called a multiple listing service. And on that network, we have over 35,000 agents that are going to see your property. Internationally too, because it gets syndicated by multiple third-party websites. So you're going to get all of the exposure, regardless of how many months or years of experience. My priority is to streamline the position to alleviate the headaches that sometimes the process is. But you see how more informative I am. I don't let my non-experience take the best of me because I understand how to maneuver the conversation. Does that make sense? So just because you have 2 weeks or 6 months doesn't mean squat. What means squat is your drive, your ability, your hunger, your professionalism, and your ability to just continue asking more and more questions. That's it, guys. Don't let the inexperience take the best of you because we all, Jimmy, how many years of real estate? 50 years. Do you think he has the experience? Yeah, he does. 50 years. He's been doing real estate as long as I've been alive. You know, he's been in the industry for a very long time, so he definitely has the knowledge, right? But in essence, let's just take away the 50 years in real estate and has lived in this area for 50 years. That's a reliable resource there too, because regardless, he knows the area that you want to move. So you take that to the bank, okay? I might not know everything, but I have a company that has my back and my support. I have a great broker, I have a great team leader, I have a great OP, I have a great staff, I have great TC, I have a great lender. Utilize all of the tools you have, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it and don't overthink it. And I promise you, you're going to do more business. Yes, sir.
And no matter how many years you have in the business, this business changes.
Yeah.
And that's why you gotta take these classes.
100%. 100%. Cool. All right, team. Well, I went a little over my time, but I appreciate it. I'm still going to give you 15 minutes, guys. All right. Yeah. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the next Ignite class. Remember a couple of things. I will be on Producer's Mindset tomorrow. So jump on the 8 o'clock Producers. Wednesday, we have our team meeting as well, so please be here for the team meeting, and also prior to the team meeting, 10:30, we have role playing with Eric Layo, and then at 1 o'clock, we have Vanessa doing the productivity coaching, all right? So with that being said, anyone on Zoom have any questions before we close out?
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much, I appreciate you all, have a phenomenal afternoon, and I'll see you on the next call.